Welcome. So let's get into this deep dive on Sir Cliff Richard. We're looking at, well, more than just a pop star, aren't we?
Definitely. He's really a kind of national institution, a cultural survivor.
And, surprisingly, a figure who actually ended up reshaping UK media law.
Yeah, quite a legacy there.
So our goal here is to unpack how he managed, 5 decades of incredible longevity in Britain, what made him so untouchable there.
And also why that same formula didn't quite land internationally, especially in the US.
What really jumps out from the sources, I think, is this constant adaptation. He kept remaking himself.
Starting right from the beginning with origins that most people probably don't even know about.
Yeah, I found that really interesting. He wasn't actually born in Britain. Harry Roger Webb, born 1940, British India.
Right. Only moved to England after the war in 48.
And creating Cliff Richard in 58, that stage name. That was his first big reinvention, wasn't it? A clear signal towards American rock culture.
And it worked. Right away. Music historians point to Move It, his first single.
1958.
Yeah, 58. They call it Britain's first, authentic rock and roll song.
Even John Lennon apparently said something similar, placing him before the British invasion.
That's right. Lennon confirmed it later, saw him as, essential groundwork for what came next.
But he didn't stay the rebel for long. Sources show this pretty quick pivot.
Towards the films, yeah. Summer Holiday, 1963.
He deliberately built that squeaky clean image, the clean teen.
Which is fascinating because why did that work so well in Britain when the U.S. was already moving towards, grittier stuff?
Good question.
I think it was about accessible rebellion, rock music, but safe enough for your parents to approve of.
Light, modern, fitted the early 60s British vibe.
Perfectly. Whereas America maybe wanted something with a bit more, danger.
And that reliability, that wholesomeness, it became a huge asset later on, didn't it?
Especially with the cultural changes coming. His conversion, born-again Christianity in 65, that was pivotal.
Right. How exactly did that faith aspect translate into, commercial staying power years down the line?
Well, it really solidified his brand. And his music shifted, towards what they called MOR, middle of the road.
MOR, so accessible, broad appeal, family-friendly.
Exactly. Highly produced, emotionally safe. And this kind of spiritual and musical consistency acted almost like a shield.
Insulating him from all the pop culture chaos of the late 60s, 70s.
Yeah, while other acts came and went, he just endured.
That endurance is just, the stats are incredible. Over 250 million records sold worldwide.
And the chart record.
The only male solo artist with #1 singles in 5 straight decades. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Staggering consistency.
But that longevity, that sort of untouchable status, it also, maybe paradoxically, led to his biggest challenge decades later.
It certainly set the stage for it.
And this wasn't on stage. This was in court.
Yeah.
After that really dramatic event in 2014.
Yes, the police raid. What's really crucial is how it was reported.
The BBC filming it live. From a helicopter.
Exactly. Police were searching his home based on historical allegations. He was never arrested, never charged with anything.
So the lawsuit wasn't about the investigation itself, but the public nature of it, the humiliation.
Precisely. It was about the broadcast. The High Court judgment in 2018 was a landmark ruling.
What did it establish?
It said an individual has a reasonable expectation of privacy about the fact they're under police investigation, at least until charged.
So broadcasting the raid on an uncharged suspect, that crossed the line.
The court found it was an unwarranted breach of privacy. It basically said, look, just being investigated doesn't make it public news. And that fundamentally changed things for the British media covering police actions.
So we started with a rock pioneer, someone who kicked things off, and we end with someone who, through a personal crisis, actually changed the law. A legal game changer.
His resilience had this massive, unexpected constitutional impact. Redefined media accountability, really.
If you connect it all back, like you said, his whole success seems to be about being perfectly tuned into the British audience.
Absolutely. Understanding the specific national taste, maybe better than anyone.
Which leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? You look at his immense dominance in the UK, decade after decade.
Compared to never quite cracking that huge U.S. market.
Right. So does ultimate cultural achievement maybe lie in that deep, focused national connection rather than trying for that fractured global fame? Something to think about?